I really want to watch this video. We got a robot teaches me boxing. It is literally like the greatest day ever when Michael Reeves decides to upload, all right? It's literally what literally says it right here, 7-ish months ago. It's basically once a year when we get a godly video from the GOAT. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. I love you guys so much. Thank you for clicking on the video. If you like Michael, man, make sure you subscribe. If you don't, obviously your mother's a whore.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, I know. I messed it up by accidentally pausing it again. Don't judge me.
I've been learning boxing recently, and aside from the brain damage, it's going pretty good. I've been a little slow to pick it up, maybe on account of all the brain damage, but we have more important questions to ask, like where am I? Why am I learning to box? And where am I? A couple months ago, iDubbbz asked me if I wanted to be part of this boxing tournament thing called Creator Clash. No, I don't, is what I thought in my head. But for a second, the surrealness of the situation overwhelmed me. I've been watching iDubbbz since I was in like middle school, and he was asking me to do a boxing tournament. It may as well have been like a mass hallucination for all I was aware, and I just said yes. So guess I'm doing it. The only problem is I am really bad at boxing. So don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Oh, the next part is a quick.
This is what we're gonna use. It's called a TENS unit.
Dude,
it's
he's
meant to
too
treat
good
like
at this,
pain
man.
in old people, but if you crank it all the way up, it makes you involuntarily flex whatever muscles it's attached to. So let me show you how we're gonna use it. If you look, a single TENS unit can't do much. It can only really make you move one muscle at a time. But if I strap a whole bunch of them to different arm muscles and activate them at just the right times, it will force me to punch so I can train for my boxing match without even thinking about it. So first, we gotta figure out how to control these guys with the computer. Because the way it normally works is you twist these little TENS unit nipples with your fingers, but we can't just have someone standing here doing that the whole time. So let's take it apart and see how it works. It turns out that what's under the dials is not nipples, but potentiometers, the nipples of electronics. The way these guys work is they limit the flow of electricity going through them based on how much you turn this little dial. It's kind of like a sink. The more you turn the faucet on, the more electrons can flow through the pipes. Now you might be wondering how that potentiometer works with the rest of the circuit as a whole. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to school for electrical engineering. I didn't go to school for anything. That's where this guy comes in. This is a digital potentiometer. It does the same thing a potentiometer does, but you can control it with code. And bing bang boom, now we should be able to control the TENS unit with a shitty bitty piece of software that just says to turn the resistance way down. Oh my god, that's so weird.
I wonder what happens if you put that on your balls.
I'm not moving my, well, I am moving my arm, but like, I'm not trying to move my arm.
You get your cock to like...
Oh, what were we doing? Boxing, right. The next step was to research the biokinematics of the human body so that I could program the TENS units to train me for my fight. Which muscles are used? When should they be activated? To answer this, we'll study anatomy, physiology, and oh, never mind. Turns out you just have to shock.
Hey, man, I love you, baby. Thank you for the tour. It's gonna be fun, man. Welcome to the gang.
Yourself all over your body, testing different muscles, and write down what happens. These are the 4 muscles you need for a punch, all right? So bicep first, get the arm up, and then deltoid to bring your shoulder into the mix. But you can't just be doing that, you gotta mix in the pec. So it brings the arm in like that, right? Prime punching position. Then you cancel bicep. I turned it up on accident. You cancel bicep, and then hit him with the tricep, and bang! And it looks like that. It looks like that's it. That's a punch. That's whoa, slow down there, bucko. Are you turning the dials manually?
I just know
that's a
that
bit
hurts,
cringe,
dude.
isn't it? Come on, guy. Let's write some code to automate that. It'll be easy. Start with a little user interface, just somewhere to customize the timings of your moves. That was easy, right? It only took six days. Took a little longer than expected. That's okay. But this is gonna need a back end, like a server to talk to the front end. A little library up here, a little post request down here. Now you need another server to process those moves. This server will live on the Raspberry Pi and control the outputs of the TENS units based on the move data that it gets from the other server. But then, of course, you need another piece of software to control all of this stuff, right? So the client connects to the TENS control server, and then the TENS control server gets the TENS control server. All right, everything's hooked up. Let's see if it works. What? Oh, the tricep and bicep were firing at the same time. So instead of like doing this or this, it was just locking the arm and the muscles were trying to pull themselves off of my bones.
Oh.
So we'll make it not do that. Please work.
Oh! Oh!
Holy fuck! Did you see that? Oh! almost went through the fucking bag. Must have been 5 or 6 kilometers an hour. Look.
I almost went through the bag.
Yes! This is so fucking stupid. I'm gonna be a boxing god. I'm gonna fucking lose. What the fuck am I saying? A little asthma for you, a little JOI, if you know what I mean. All right, I hooked up this Xbox controller to be able to control me, and I've been working on this like Rock'em Sock'em Robot type game for like a visual indicator. So when the guy punches in the game, it punches in real life. But then that got me thinking, it would be better for my training if I was fighting someone, like in Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And it would be cool if you could move the players forward and backwards with the controller, like in Rock'em Sock'em Robots. But for that, we would need 2 human-sized moving platforms on a rail system, like this one that I built. I could explain how the pistons and electronics work, but the video is getting kind of boring. So controller, press joystick on controller, make... Now realistically, we'll have someone else controlling us, because our arm's gonna be strapped and we're gonna be punching. Oh, alright, I'm gonna invite some friends over to test this thing out.
Bro, where
Probably
do you
have to lie to them about what it is.
Where do you get
Who's
2
gullible enough to
hydraulic
believe me?
presses thingies? Like, what?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, the hose.
Boxing robot. You are the boxing robot. It's you. Oh, hey guys. We're gonna have to strap a lot of wires on you.
How do you make?
No.
Worst case scenario, you step down here and it slices your Achilles.
Oh.
But
That's alright.
don't do that. You guys are going at first.
But don't do that.
It's so good.
Above the chest is like not good because he'll heart. He'll heart. Which side's the heart on?
Left.
He said, oh.
Yeah, that's probably fine. And I think you're ready.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, controls. Jab is A, and your heavy attack is B.
Does the heavy attack hurt them more when you use it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Movement is your left analog stick.
This?
Yeah, so
Oh,
your
I don't know. Hey, yo. You should get that movement together.
Fucking seatbelt exploded. I don't think I've ever seen a seatbelt explode like that before.
You guys ready to do some punching? You guys ready to train? You gotta train for boxing, right? You can just start fighting.
Can we like ease them in?
One of you just hit A.
Good or bad?
I mean, it was like I was possessed.
So are you ready for a power attack?
It's like, this is the guy that makes those one videos, right? It's like, I built a spoon out of a spoon and shit like that. Like the guy on the right. I think that's the same dude, right?
Things are really heating up in the FTX
I think his name's like I Did a Thing or something.
arena, brought to you by fucking FaZe Clan and Juicero. I Did a Thing versus Boy Boy. Who will come
it
out
is.
on top? 3,
It
2,
is.
1, fight. The machine is working perfectly. I think.
Perfectly.
This is the best
Perfectly.
All right, pause.
Right hurts.
Dude, we should make a safe word. I realized we should make a safe word.
3, 2, 1, go!
And yeah, there are a couple kinks to work out, but that's how innovation is done. You're looking at the future of boxing. Oh, this one's really close, actually.
I can't believe how well it went.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your boxing form?
I liked my left. I thought you did well on the left.
I like
You
the
landed some
left.
good headshots.
I feel like a boxer.
Feel like a boxer,
world
yeah.
champion.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't even need to focus on your form when someone else can do it for you.
I would like to get off this thing though.
With the machine working better than I ever hoped, it was time for me to try it out. Not being strapped in, it's still incredibly dangerous. I'm gonna try the controller.
Who wants me? Who wants Michael?
I don't want Michael.
What the fuck?
Fucking jab, Nigel! Come on, yeah! Hook him! That was good offense. Yeah, right attack.
No dick shot.
Dick shot! Go for a spear attack.
I'm going for heavy attack.
Yeah!
I'm
And
going
listen,
for
the
heavy
controller is
attack.
awesome, but weirdly they wanted to stop, so it's my turn next. Ready for my boxing training? I think it's smart to have a larger opponent so that you're ready for your match. Oh, what do you mean you press it twice? Huh? You press it. It's hard to describe what this feels like. It's kind of like 100 bees working together to control your arm, which is what I assume boxing feels like, so I think this is good practice for my fight. Who won that round?
Holy shit.
I'm gonna go limp.
You got great form there, Michael. This is
I'm gonna go
good.
limp.
Oh, that was my ribs. And with my boxing training nearly complete, it's time to invite over my coach to show him my progress.
Oh!
What's up,
How's it go? This is my coach, Michael Quick. He's a professional boxer and has been overseeing my training for the past 5 months. But with any luck, my machine will phase out the need for a human coach. But then this will like force your muscles to come up. You know what I mean? Clearly terrified of this machine, I'm going to prove its effectiveness to my coach by facing my biggest opponent yet. Coach, I don't know about this one, Coach. He's kind of got a lot of height.
I think he trained Toast for the chess boxing event too.
Height does, in fact, mean shit. What the fuck, Coach? What the fuck are you doing?
We going for the kill.
Fuck! I'm not even close to it.
I'm getting the hang of the controls.
He was getting a hang of the controls.
Oh,
in
is
fact,
that the
I'm convinced he forgot that he wasn't playing a video game.
Oh
shit!
You're pressing so
What's his
many
name?
buttons.
Bearden? Brandon?
It clicked.
Burden?
It took me 3 hours to edit that.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think this is a good training mechanism for boxers? That's right, he's so impressed that he can't even summon words. Now it's time to ask him the most important question of all. Do you think I'm ready for Creator Clash?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Perfect, because at this point, Creator Clash was
People
only
just be
5
lying.
days away. So I packed my bags, headed to the airport, and got on a flight to Florida. There's supposed to be footage here, but I didn't get any. The thought of the fight was really setting in at this point. I was getting really scared. Like, I've never done anything like that. It's, like, it just became so real once I landed that I just stopped doing stuff. And the night of the fight came up fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to sunny Tampa, Florida. We're bringing it to you in 2022.
I heard he went off, bro. I didn't see no highlights, but I heard he
I was
went
just sitting and watching all the other fights on the TV, and that was making it way worse. I was getting really nervous. Mine was coming soon, so I started getting warmed up. I was fully zoned out. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. It didn't really matter. I was up next. So they walked me over to the prep room, and I had to get interviewed and warm up the camera, and I was just pacing around the room so much, like a goblin. How do you feel? I feel better.
They had this
than I did a little
nigga
earlier.
shadow boxing in the bathroom.
Scary, but, you know, I'm alright. But then the guy came in, and he walked me over to the arena, and then it was time to fight.
It's a fine grind, clearing out my cash line, speeding up my RAM time, coordinated light lines. If you need to move, I recommend
God damn.
they can make you groove like I bet you never knew.
Graham Stephan is like 4 years old, too.
That is the face of someone who never has to do boxing ever again. I was so fucking glad for it to be over. And God bless my opponent, my friend Graham, who I know is just as nervous as I was. Still got in the ring and still hit me in the face a bunch of times. Also, bonus, I won. And yeah, maybe it's because I had a Golden Gloves winning coach come over to my house 6 times a week and train me. Maybe it's because he made me eat chicken and rice every fucking day. Maybe it's because he made me run up a goddamn mountain every other week. Or maybe it's because he's a great coach and a great friend. But I'm pretty sure it's because of the boxing robot. Look at this thing. Look how fucking sick this thing looks. Thanks for watching the video. I'm wearing a mask because the garage just flooded, and I'm pretty sure there's mold growing in the walls. I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. It's not like we can see those anymore. And thanks again for watching me box. I am done with boxing forever until the end of eternity, but some say future YouTube boxers are using this breakthrough technology to train, to practice, to prepare for the next Creator Clash.
Wow.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. I was just on my way to deliver the best Christmas present of them all. That's right, a sponsorship read to you by a shitty YouTuber on the internet. What's this?
I wonder how much money he loses always doing these at the end like this. It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy to think about, no cap. It's got to be for us. It's for the viewing pleasure of not having to like click on a video and boom, an ad.
Whoa, it's ExpressVPN! Have you ever been on Starbucks Wi-Fi? You could be looking for porn, you could not be looking for porn. But you see this. It's fucking Minesweeper, but for Wi-Fi networks. But instead of exploding, the mines take your credit card information. These fake Wi-Fi networks are really easy for an attacker to set up. All it takes is some cheap equipment. And once you connect, the person controlling the network can run attacks to grab info from you, like account logins, passwords, credit cards. That's why it helps to have the ExpressVPN app. It encrypts all of your network traffic so that you don't have to worry about anyone seeing your information, even if you're on like a sketchy Wi-Fi Wi-Fi network. You just bada bing, bada boom, bada bang, good. On top of that, ExpressVPN can change your online location, which can give you access to thousands more TV shows that aren't allowed in your country. So if I switch to India, I can watch season 3 of Demon Slayer, which isn't out in the US yet, or I could watch Squid Games. Or if I switch to Japan, I can see a bunch more recent anime, or watch Squid Games. Or I could be in Canada and watch Squid Games from Canada. Watching Netflix without ExpressVPN is like hiring a prostitute, but only being allowed to talk to them all night. And you're already paying full price for Netflix. Why not see all it has to offer? So if any of that sounds good to you, go to expressvpn.com/Reeves to see how you can get 3 months for free. That's the end of the video.
Man, I love it. Shout out to you guys, man. Make sure you guys go support the homie on Patreon.